All right. Good morning. Welcome everybody to another stream here on Facebook Live. My name is Patrick France. I'm a senior instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be with you all. Hey there, Monica. Good morning. Hopefully you're doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're tuning in from. Today we've got some big updates to give you guys a sneak peek of. It's not quite set in stone, so there may be a few slight changes here or there. But for the most part, this is going to be a update that really allows you to consolidate everything that you're looking for and be able to find it easier and faster than ever before. And you're already probably going to see a sneak of it right here if you look closely. But we'll jump into those features that we're going to be looking at here in just a little bit. If you guys can hear me out there, let me know in the comments below that you guys can, the audio is coming through, the video is coming through fine for you. Once we have that, we'll make sure we go ahead and jump right into it here. So while we're waiting on everybody to get into the room, come into our channel here today, just to give you guys a little insight, if you're brand new to our live stream, we first start to take a look at what's going on in the marketplace. And then we dive into our topic of discussion. And then as always, we finish off with the fan favorite of analyzing any stock that you want to take a look at and showing you how you can do so in less than 10 seconds. That's right. VectorVest makes it faster than anywhere else out there. If you can analyze a stock in less than 10 seconds, that will allow you to make your decision a lot faster and able to capitalize on some of those trades a lot quicker as well. So let's make sure. Yep, everything is coming through fine for you guys. Awesome. So with that, let's go ahead, jump into the market here today, take a look at what's going on, and then we'll show you some of the new features that are coming out with an update. Should be next week, but as far as there may be, slight hiccups with delays there, but most likely it will be coming to you guys next week. All right, so let's take a look at this. Right now, we are one tick into the green. Therefore, the market is mildly bullish, and VectorVest advocates buying safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price at this time. If we scroll down here, as always, we get the daily color guard report and the special presentation. If you guys aren't watching this already, I strongly urge you to do so, especially with the markets the way they are. This will make sure you stay on top of things and never get caught off guard by any major changes in the market here. If we scroll down a little bit, we get the color guard, where this is where we start to break down our analysis on the overall market. So the first thing we look at is the VectorVest composite, or the VVC. And it's an indexed arithmetic average of about 8,500 stocks that we currently track in the US market, and it would depend or differ market to market there. We use this because we feel it gives us a better representation on what's actually happening in the market, because it's not just looking at, a basket of 30 or 500 or the Nasdaq's 100, but it's looking at 8,500 stocks. So it gives us a lot better feel for what's actually happening in the markets. As we can see, it's green today since it's higher day over day and week over week. The 2 days before that, you see the green light with that little star there. That just shows that we had short-term momentum in favor of those green lights and giving us confirmation that those could be good days to replace a stock or get into a new position there. After that, we then get the RT, which stands for relative timing. And the relative timing is looking at the short-term price trend of the overall market. It's cast on a scale of 0 to 2, so above 1 is good, below 1 is bad. Right now, we have an RT of 0.98, which tells us we are in a slight downtrend overall in the market, but not by much, relatively flat here to say the least. After that, we then look at the BSR, the buy to sell ratio, which is looking at the number of buy rated stocks in the database to the number of sell rated stocks in the database. And we use this to get an idea of the overall health of the market. So when there's more stocks with a buy than a sell, the buy to sell ratio will be above 1, as it is now at 1.36, and that indicates overall market strength. These three indicators that we just covered are combined to come up with the MTI, or the market timing indicator. It's looking at the underlying trend of the market, and it's cast on a scale of 0 to 2. So above 1, as it is now, shows us the underlying trend of the market is up currently. After that, we then get the trend column, which shows two parts of the trend each and every day. The first part refers to the primary wave, which shows the short-term or simply weekly trend of the market. And as we can see, the weekly trend is up currently. The second part just looking at the MTI, or the underlying trend of the market again. And as we can see, that's also up. And then finally, the last section is the calls column, which stands for our confirmed calls. Our confirmed calls are our most conservative timing system, and they're our last signal we get to get into the market and our last signal we get to get out. So as you can see, we still remain in a confirmed up situation as of right now. I see one question coming in real quick. I'll just go ahead and answer that for everybody real quick. How do I get rid of alerts that I receive from the Genius for my cell phone? So what you need to do is in the VectorVest 7 software, go to the Tools button in the upper right. From Tools, go down to Application Settings, and you'll see an Alerts tab right there. And you can turn off or change the alerts right through that setting there. That'll change it to the cell phone alerts and all that. Hopefully that helps you out. If you need any help, just simply give our support a call. They'd be glad to help you as well. All right, so now we've answered that, let's go ahead. Take a look at the advanced declines. Every single Thursday, we always look for a certain number here when we're looking at advanced declines. Advanced declines is looking at the number of stocks going higher today compared to the number of stocks going down today. So right now we're sitting at about 53% of stocks moving higher and about 36% of stocks moving lower. Now, typically we like to see a 2-to-1 ratio. So since the markets are up or mildly bullish, we want to see twice as many stocks advancing than declining, and we don't currently have that. But we'll keep an eye on this as the day moves forward. After that, we scroll down to get the major indices. So the Dow is up about 0.7%. The Nasdaq's up over 1%. S&P's up about 0.9. Overall, the VectorVest composite, however, up about 0.5%. What's going on with growth? So Ava, all you got to do is just stick around towards the end and we'll analyze any stock that you want to take a look at. All right, so we see what's going on with the market. One of the other things we talked about recently was that consolidation that we've been having with the market recently. And just to quickly address that, if you imagine those lines from the highs here, connecting that downtrend line or that trend line there, we did break out of that and pulling away out of that consolidation or that wedge pattern. So that is a strong sign. Yesterday, we almost came back into that wedge, but today it looks like we're trying to really get that follow through here that we've been looking for. How do you get the advanced declines to be horizontal? That may just be because I'm on the iPad now, Monica, rather than the phone. I haven't made any changes. This is all the default settings here for this. And I have the iPad rotated sideways or horizontal. So it may just be because I have it in that layout, most likely. I've never noticed it the other way, so I'll have to take a look at that after streaming here today. All right. So the big changes we have coming in here. We have a lot of consolidation all on the homepage, all on our tabs or our different sections. On the phone, it may look a little bit different. On the left-hand side of the screen, where you can see I'm moving right now, those are all different tabs at the bottom of the phone. So now, before we had, a watch list tab, a portfolios tab. We had all these tabs at the bottom that made it harder, took a little bit longer to get from place to place that you were looking for. We've consolidated that now to make it easier than ever. So for example, we now have the My Stocks section rather than having it broken down into different sections of the app before. So under the My Stocks sections on a cell phone, it's going to be a lot more noticeable. But you now have the My Watch List, My Portfolios, your Robo Traders, and your Trade Now section all under that category. In the mobile app, if you guys, once you guys get the download, once the update is out there and available to everybody, you'll click on the My Stocks at the bottom of the list. And then at the top of that section, you'll see those different categories that you can go from one to the next to make it easier and faster to get to what you're looking for. So if we click on My Watch List, for example, you can see kind of what you'll notice with the mobile app as well. You get your watch list here, but at the top of the screen, you now have the My Watch List, My Portfolios. So all those sections can be found right there again. So we can jump from My Watch List back to My Portfolios, pull up your portfolio. Okay, we see what that's doing. Let's go back here. Let's go back to My Watch List. Let's go look at this watch list. So it's an ease of access. It's going to make it even faster to go back and forth between one watch list that may be your analysis that you're keeping an eye on, and then your portfolio that you may be using to track your actual trades. So this is all designed to help make it faster and easier to make those investment decisions that you're looking for. From this RoboTrader, right now we don't have a RoboTrader account set up on this. Maybe one day we could get that added, but if you are on the desktop and you have the mobile app, this will make it easier to get into your RoboTrader and allow you to customize those or make changes to those plans or trading systems. And then the Trade Now feature as well. If you're not familiar with it, Trade Now allows you to send your trades from your VectorVest service to one of the many brokerages that we have to offer. You can do Ally, Interactive Brokers, TradeStation, and for our Canadian subscribers, you actually have Questrade as well, that you can send your trades directly from your VectorVest mobile app or desktop app to those trading platforms. Luis, we'll take a look at that in a second. I'm not sure what you're talking about on that, but we'll take a look at that in just a moment. So this whole aspect is designed, once again, to make it easier for you guys. You know, that's what our whole goal with the mobile app is designed for, is to make your decision-making, your analysis faster than anywhere else out there. And this update is definitely going to make it easier to do that. Now, the next thing with the update that's going to be huge for you guys is the new education section coming into the mobile app. Now, there's still a lot of things that they're working out to see, how we can make it even better. But for now, you notice down here you have the education section, which you'll have a tab at the bottom of your phone or cell phone for education. And just to give you guys a little quick sneak peek, this isn't going to be the final layout, but it'll give you guys an idea of what you can expect here. The education section is going to be your one-stop shop for free education courses that you can find specifically through the mobile application. Eventually, if you'll be able to see some of our webcasts that we have coming up for some of our bigger courses that we do teach here. But you'll be able to find that all in the education section. Let me go ahead and see if it pulls up. I know they've been doing a lot of work on it, so they may be pulling it down right now, so that way you may not be able to see everything, or may not be able to see a good glimpse of it. I know they're doing a lot of work, so this is a beta version once again, so there may be some slight changes from here to what you guys see. Obviously, there's going to be a big change from here because when it goes live, you'll have all this access. But the education section is going to be a one-stop shop for free educational courses. So you can see the webcast. This is where you can sign up for the free webcasts that we do on a regular basis throughout the week. So that way, if you see one that you want to take advantage of, you can jump right in here and register for it. You have Training Thursdays, which if you're not familiar with it, a fellow senior instructor named Glenn Tompkins Jr., he does a awesome live stream over on our YouTube page every Thursday at 2 p.m. You could register that or you can register for today's session right on this section as well. If we go, let's see if the stock timing or stock market training is going to load up. Maybe a little slow because they are working on it probably in the background. But once again, this is going to be a great resource for all you guys out there to learn about the markets, to learn other techniques. I know there's going to be some options training, some other training that's going to be found here that can really help you get the most out of your VectorVest service. So here's a good example right now. It's pretty basic. They have some of our core classes that we have already out there, some of our replayable classes right here. But this is going to be just an intro or a brief overview of what it's going to look like. And folks, this is going to be huge. Not only are you going to be able to learn how to use VectorVest, you're not going to just be able to analyze your stocks, look at your graphs, manage your portfolios, pretty much do everything you need to be doing on your portfolio. But you can also, if you have some downtime or free time, take advantage of these free courses to see how you can improve your investing, improve your success rate, improve your trading, all of that right here from your device. This is absolutely exciting news. When I first found out that this was going to be here, I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, but I had to keep tight-lipped about it. And I'm really excited to see all the training that we have coming out that can be found here to help you guys really become better investors. Because every single week, our mantra here is to help you become financially independent through utilizing the markets. And this is going to help you do that right here from your device, wherever you're at. Duncan, so we've got something around those lines. Maybe not exactly that, but we've definitely got something around those lines that will help, or that we've been talking about or kicking around the idea of. Let's see. I got a few other questions. Will VectorVest list the dividend payment dates a company is expected to pay, like Ally Bank does? So we do that with our desktop app. I don't know of any updates coming into the mobile that would change that. But I do know that we do that with our desktop app. You have the ability to see those earnings or those dividend dates, and so forth. All right, so let's go in. Oh, I lost service. I lost my Wi-Fi. Give me one moment here. Oh, there we go. Getting back in there, but I'll pull up the graphs and show you, see if we can do that in the mobile app here. So if we go to my watch list, let's just go pull up a random one here. LPX, wow. LPX was in our list from, what list was that? 3/1/21. Okay, so not too long ago, but LPX was in here. It's been a great candidate that we've been looking at. Going into the graph, going into graph settings. And yeah, graph settings not going to have too much of a change so far in this most recent update. Doesn't mean they're not going to change, but right now there's no dividend dates in the mobile app, only on the desktop app currently. How should I decide other searches to try? Where is the document explaining more about these searches? So Robert, Midas Touch is a great place to go. A lot of the searches that are in the VectorVest 7 platform are based from strategies of the week and other special presentations that we've done. So you can find out more about those through the VectorVest University. If you go to vectorvest.com/VV University, you can find a listing of all of them, all the historical ones, all the way back to 2000, I believe it is, maybe even earlier than that, but you can find them all there. All right. Hopefully they'll add a ruler stocks watch list. I know. I love that search, Steve. That is a really powerful search. I really like ruler stocks. Let's see. Make sure I got all the questions answered. Don't want to miss anybody's questions. All right. So I think I've answered all the questions. Today's a pretty simple day because it's just really a sneak peek to get you guys excited about it and to see what the changes are. So that way, when you get the update, you're not having to spend, 20 minutes going around and trying to figure out where you need to go to get the information you're looking for. It can all be found right here. And this way you guys can be prepared for it. And it's not going to be anything that's of a surprise for you guys. But realistically, once it opens up or once you guys get the update, I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. I want to know, how you like it, maybe some suggestions on how you can make it even better or faster, because our whole purpose is, once again, to make it as easy as possible to get the information you're looking for. And by consolidating these certain areas, that should be able to allow you to get back and forth and go between different sections even faster than it was previously, which was already pretty fast in my opinion. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and we'll start to analyze your stocks. If you guys have any questions about this update or any of the changes here or where things are found, feel free to leave or to let me know in the comments. I'd be glad to answer those questions, but it's going to be a pretty simple update for the most part, but should allow you a lot better user experience essentially. I'm excited for this. I like the fact that these are all consolidated now and you're not going to have to bounce back and forth everywhere. So let me know your guys' thoughts as well in the comments. Angel's Wings, but how do I actually find out what stocks make up that group? So Mike, if you're talking about like in the views on a nightly basis, when we talk about the 1 and 5 day Derby winners, those are all based upon the desktop application. So if you're just solely on the mobile, you're not going to see all of these searches, the almost 300 or so that we have. That is part of the desktop application. Subhadra, yeah, I answered that right out of the gate this morning. When is the update, Scott? It should be next week, but sometimes when you have to put an update out, you have to go through the Google Play Store, and then you have to go through the Apple Store approval process, and sometimes that can cause delays, but hopefully should be next week. There could be some type of delays. Obviously, this is a beta once again. This is a beta version, so there may be some slight changes, but for the most part, this should be basically what you guys are going to be seeing when that update comes out. Will you guys be adding cryptocurrency charts to the app? We've talked about it, and I don't have more than that, Hassan, unfortunately, to add. It has been brought up, but there's a lot of regulations, a lot of things on the backside of things that we have to look at to try to get that in there. But I would love to see it. I would love to get in. I would love to have cryptos in here, but don't know if we're going to see that quite yet. It may be a while. But yeah, so Subhadra, if you're asking about the alerts, just go into the VectorVest 7, go to your tools in the upper right, go down to application settings, and select the alert section under the application settings. I got burned on Coin yesterday. So a lot of people are asking about Coin. We can look at the stock here today, but just to let you guys know, everybody that's interested in Coin, we did a live stream yesterday with one of our consultants here that's big into crypto, Jason. He does a lot of videos on our YouTube channel, along with Glenn and I. And we did a live stream yesterday looking for the IPO open. That got delayed. We had to get other things accomplished yesterday, so we couldn't stream the whole entire day to watch that first tick. So we're going to be doing a update, our thoughts on the IPO release of Coin. And that should be out today around 6 o'clock Eastern on our YouTube channel. So if you guys want to get our personal thoughts on it, head over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, turn on notifications so that way you know when it comes out and you guys can see them there. But we'll talk about it. We'll look at the initial view of it based on the VectorVest analysis so far. Not going to get into my thoughts too much or get into the speculation on it. I'll save that for the video later today. All right, so with that, if you guys have any other questions about the update, about where to find things, feel free to let me know in the comments. If not, we'll go ahead and start to analyze your stocks and show you how you can do so in less than 10 seconds, really. So wherever you're at in the app, as always, there's always that magnifying glass in the upper right. All you got to do is simply tap on that, and we'll start to put in some of our symbols. So if you guys have symbols you want to see, let me know in the comments. Put your symbols in the comments there. Also, if you haven't already hit that like, go ahead and do so now. Hit that like button in the bottom left-hand corner. Hit that share button in the bottom right-hand corner. Share it out with all your friends, all your trading groups, family, whoever. Let's keep this group growing. Let's keep this community that we built over the last 2 years here on Facebook continuing to thrive and continue to grow as we move forward through these sessions. Let's see. So first stock coming in from Kathy, KGC. Alrighty. KGC, Kinross Gold. So all four of these indicators you see below the graph are cast on a scale of 0 to 2. That's how VectorVest makes it easier for individual retail traders such as yourself and myself. Above 1 is going to be good, below 1 is going to be bad. So we look at Kinross, for example. The first one we come to is the RV, or relative value. This is looking at the long-term, over the next 1 to 3 years, price appreciation potential of the stock. So at 1.56, it has good long-term potential. The next is the RS, or relative safety. This is looking at the consistency in their balance sheets. Essentially, it's an indicator of risk. So below 1 tells us that it has more risk associated with this stock. So it has good long-term potential, but some risk. It's going to take a lot of risk to get there. Looking at the timing, the RT, the short-term price trend of the stock at 1.21 tells us it's in a nice steady uptrend on the short-term basis. Therefore, this stock is favorable right now. It's aggressive, but it's still favorable overall. All right, now let's get into how fast we can actually do this. Now everybody's on the same page. You guys understand the indicators. You know above 1 is good, below 1 is bad. Let's show you how fast this actually can be once you get comfortable with the indicators. So, poor long-term potential, a lot of risk. It's in a steady decline. Overall, stock's not favorable. I really wish somebody timed me one day because I want to see how fast exactly that took. That to me felt like 5 seconds. I say 10 seconds, but realistically it felt more like 5. Can we create our own searches? In the desktop app you can, in the mobile app you cannot. REGI is the next one coming up. So REGI, good long-term potential, less risk associated with it, so good fundamentals, but you are in a steady decline right now. So right now is not the time to be into it. You have stock's favorable, but you need that timing to be above 1. And this would make it a good candidate. So this is one most likely you're going to keep on a radar, wait to see that RT start picking back up. But for now, going to be staying away from it. All right, CMA. CMA, poor long-term potential, but has a really solid balance sheet. You're in a steady, consistent uptrend. Overall, the stock is favorable. ENPH. So looking at end phase, good long-term potential, less risk associated with this stock. However, you are in a steady decline currently, so therefore the stock is favorable, but it's not the time to be into it. Good fundamentals, not the time. IMPUY. All right, so good long-term potential, less risk associated with it, strong uptrend. Overall, stock's definitely favorable. And this is easy. So if you guys are already on the mobile app, all you got to do is pull up the app, click on that little magnifying glass in the upper right-hand corner, type in your symbols, and you can do this on your own wherever you're at any time. If you're not already on the app, click on the link in the description of today's live stream, and you can sign up for a 2-week free trial to test it out for yourself and put it to the test. And as the old saying goes, seeing is believing. All right, APPN. So APPN, poor long-term potential, a lot of risk, or a little bit more risk than the average stock out there. It's in a steady decline. Overall, not favorable. LPX. LPX, one of our top VST stocks. You have good long-term potential, less risk associated with it, really strong short-term uptrend. Therefore, this stock is definitely favorable right now. SID. Good long-term potential, about average risk associated with it. Really strong short-term uptrend. Overall, stock's definitely favorable. Cigna. Good long-term potential, less risk, steady uptrend, definitely favorable. XPEV. And see, folks, I could do this all day and super fast on how easy this is to be able to analyze these stocks. So XPEV, poor long-term potential, a lot of risk, and a steady decline, definitely not favorable right now. Let's see, Coin. All right, we'll take a look at Coin. Wait, yeah, Coinbase, here we go. So Coin, a lot of risk, poor fundamentals, and a steady decline because it's only had a day and a half of trading. Overall, not favorable. Remember though, this is a DPO or a direct public offering. This stock just started trading yesterday, not even 24 hours ago by this point. So whenever a stock is brand new, they don't have that balance sheet, that consistent balance sheet, that longevity to really get a good feel for the fundamentals of the company. So the fundamental indicators are typically going to be below 1 as we see here. That tells us that this stock is a speculative play. That makes sense. It's a brand new stock just getting listed yesterday. Yeah, we saw their quarterly report that they put out where they grew their numbers, but we don't have that long balance sheet the long track record to really go back and analyze. So there is a lot of speculation on what this stock is going to do, where it's going to go, how much it's worth. There's no longevity with this kind of stock. So when you see RV and RS below 1, that indicates it is a speculative trade, and that makes sense for what we're seeing here right now. All right. Let's see. Extro. Alrighty. So Extro, poor long-term potential, a lot of risk. It's in a steady decline right now. Overall, the stock is not favorable based on the VectorVest analysis. Every week, I feel like somebody pulls this up and wants me to get into my thoughts on it. Hey, I'm still holding. I do own Extro, just to throw that out there. I'm still holding. Honestly, I hope it pulls back some more. I would love to get a bargain. That's just my thoughts. Not telling you guys what to do, just my thoughts on it. Just looking at the quick snapshot. Let's go 6 months. I was sitting through this sideways movement up until that big pop. I'll sit through this sideways movement. No real change over the last few months. This is a long-term position I'm looking at. I'm holding on to. I like the stock, but yeah, it's moving sideways right now. I'm being patient. Simple as that. Let me make sure. Can you guys still hear me out there? Let me make sure. It's telling me that Facebook is having some issues. So let me refresh this. Give me one moment here. Uh-oh. Give me 1 second. If you guys can see me out there, give me 1 second. I think Facebook is having some issues. I am losing sight. All right, so I'm still live. Oh, looks like some people did go away. Just checking. There we go. All right, everybody is back. Man, I saw Google services were having issues today. Looks like Facebook is now having issues today. Definitely a crazy day for internet access. All right. So grow. All right, let's take a look at grow. So grow, good long-term potential. A little bit more risk than average though with this one. You do have a steady uptrend even with it down 12%. Overall, the stock is still favorable. Not really sure what's driving that lower here today. If we go here and go to the stock news, let's see if we can find out what's going on with this one. All right, so we scroll down. Let's go all. Just let it load up. Launches its airline jet ETF. That doesn't really seem like a big change there. So not finding any specific news on this one there, Ava. I would have to do more digging. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to really, dig deep into it to figure out what's going on. But there's got to be some news driving that, is driving that sell-off. Don't know what it is. Going to be interesting to see if anybody can find out more on that. And I'd be glad to talk about it here if we can find it. All right, so DOO, going to be an ETF. So with ETFs, they don't report quarterly earnings. They don't have statements they report. So therefore, the RV and RS are always going to be at 1. When looking at an ETF, your primary focus is going to be RT. RT above 1 is a good thing. It tells us that ETF is in an uptrend or making money. If it's below 1, it tells us that ETF is in a downtrend or not making money. So at 1.09 tells us the ETF is in a nice steady uptrend. Therefore, overall, it's favorable for now. Also, I see we only have 42 likes. We got over 100 some people in here today. Let's see if we can hit 100 likes by the time I finish the next analysis. So if you guys haven't already hit that like button, haven't already hit that share button, let's see if I can beat you guys in a race. I can probably analyze the next stock faster than you guys can get to 100 likes today. All right, so let's see what the next stock is. AMAZ. All right, AMAZ. Not finding that, Mike. All right, you guys are getting a little bit of a lead here. Let's go Dell, the next one on the list. Am I going to be able to analyze this before you guys can get 100 likes on this? Let's see. Dell, good long-term potential, less risk associated with the stock. You have a really strong uptrend on a short-term basis. Therefore, the stock is definitely favorable right now. Dell looks good. It's been one of our top hot stocks that we've been reporting on last week, and it's still doing extremely well here today. All right, I win. I win for that race there. SNBR. Oh, there we go. SNBR. Sleep Number. Good long-term potential. Solid fundamentals. Timing has been pulling back a little bit, so keep an eye on RT. Typically, we want to see the RT at 1.1 or greater. At 1.04, it's still in an uptrend, but not a very strong uptrend, and bringing a little hesitation or telling us that we should be paying attention to this a little closer here. So at 1.04, basically flat right now. Still a good stock, strong fundamentals. Would like to see that RT pick up. All right, TWST. TWST, let's see what we got here. Looks like we're getting Facebook issues again. All right, TWST. TWST, poor long-term potential, a lot of risk associated with it. You're in a steady decline. Overall, the stock is not favorable. All right, so I see that Facebook is having a lot of issues here today. So before all of a sudden we lose today's stream, let's go ahead and wrap things up. If I missed your stock, I do apologize. Unfortunately, it's out of our control when tech giants that run the internet have troubles with their internet. So I do apologize for that. But once again, if you're not already subscribed to the mobile app, you can click on the link in the description below, sign up for a 2-week free trial. If you're already on the desktop application of VectorVest, you get the app included. Just download it through the App Store, sign in using the same username and password that you use for the desktop. You can do this analysis on your own if I did miss any stocks. If I didn't, if you're already a subscriber and I missed some of your stocks, just pull up the app, plug them in, and you can get that analysis on your own there. But quickly to recap the overall market before Facebook has another flash crash there. You still have one tick into the green, therefore the market is mildly bullish. We scroll down, still one green light in the price column. RT actually pulling back a little bit from where we saw it when we first opened up today. Buy to sell ratio pulling back just slightly here. And looking at the advanced declines, 50% of advances, 40% decliners. Clearly not that 2-to-1 rate that we prefer to see. Looking at the major indices, the Dow still about 0.75% higher. NASDAQ pretty much flat. S&P now 0.9%. So major indices haven't changed that much. But the VectorVest composite pulling back a little bit. It was up about 0.5%. Now it's down to 0.45. So we're definitely seeing some softening going on in the markets here today. Until we can see, that nice push higher, be careful out there. We looked at the wedge that we were in earlier. Things were looking like we were seeing a nice breakout through that, but we need to make sure that we have confirmation that the market's moving higher, that we have strength behind that breakout as well. And that's what the advanced declines tells us. So on that note, thank you all for tuning in here today. Have a great weekend coming up. Be safe out there, and we will be live next Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern here on Facebook. Also, for all you people interested in coin, don't forget we will be having a thoughts update for the live stream we did yesterday on Coin's DPO release, and that should be live on our YouTube page at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. So make sure to head over there, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on that notification bell so that way you get notified as soon as that goes live so you guys can watch it and check it out. So once again, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye for now, everybody.